Okay, come on. Hunter told me that. This is creation. I'm moving in. If it's my first, he would like it.
Okay, y'all ready? Okay, it's 5:30, so we'll go ahead and get started. I would like to welcome everybody to the March 17th, 2026 Board of Aldermen meeting. At this time, we will be led in prayer by Bill Bennett, who is actually my Sunday school teacher here at First Baptist Church, followed by the pledge. Everybody please stand. Bill, come up here to the
All right, let's pray first. Father, we just thank you for the opportunity to come and do the people's business. Father, we lift up in prayer each alderman, our mayor, those many people who serve our community and the town of Magee. Father, we pray that you would grant them all wisdom, insight into how to properly do the people's business, how to guide and lead our community. Father, we pray for our community and the citizens of our community, that we might be an encouragement and an uplifter of these people who you have chosen to lead us. And Father, most of all, thank you for Jesus, for it's in his name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Face the flag. Attention, salute, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May be seated. Okay, public comments. I didn't get any forms turned in on public comments, so we'll go ahead and approve the agenda. So we get a motion to approve the agenda. Sue's got the motion. Lawana's got the second. All in favor? Okay, on the mayor's report, I would like to thank Colin Community College, the welding program up there. They did the fabrication of work on the basketball goals that are now up over here at Marvin Jackson Park. They did a really good job. So shout out to Colin Community College. We had a water main on 12th Avenue that broke this morning. The service has been restored in that area. However, we are under a boil water notice from 12th Avenue Southeast to 1st Street Southeast. So hopefully within the next day or two that can be lifted. Public Works Department has begun pothole repairs throughout the city. We should be able to get more asphalt on Thursday and Friday. We didn't get it yesterday or today on account of the cold weather. Limb pickup throughout the city. If you have limbs that need to be picked up, we've got a limb truck that runs on one side of town and a limb truck on the other side. And they should be running daily. But if for the constituents, citizens, if you have a pile of limbs there that has not been picked up in 2 or 3 days, call City Hall and we'll get that taken care of. And I would like to mention also, when you put limbs and leaves out to the road, it cannot be mixed with debris. Don't mix it with household garbage or appliances or whatever. It's got to be separated. And the debris truck runs on Thursday and Friday every week. It does not run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It runs on Thursday and Friday. We did get the new backstop net for the high school baseball field. It is in. Parks and Rec will get this up within the next few days, hopefully. And I think that's all I've got on the mayor's report. Work projects, I'm gonna let Forrest update the board on, he's got the.
Good evening.
Hey, Forrest.
I think I can be brief. I got your board update there that gives some updates on ongoing projects. The main thing that I wanted to bring to y'all's attention this evening is the EWP projects, which is the erosion watershed protection project that we've been talking about for a few months now. So you can see, to remind you, the 2 pages attached to your update are the locations. So we've talked about repairing the ditch on 4th Avenue behind the bank in McDonald's, the erosion there, and then also on Big Creek off of between 1st Avenue and Lake Circle, where the sewer main has the bank is eroded away and the sewer main is exposed. So got some correspondence from NRCS yesterday, and they're pushing us to make a decision on this, or pushing the city, say they really need some feedback about whether you guys are going to move forward or not. The grant agreement would state that the funds have to be expended by December 15th. And then, yeah, there is a chance that that could be extended. But if there's any questions, I'm not telling you have to make a decision tonight necessarily, but next board meeting.
You said that last week.
I
said that last
We really need to make a decision at the latest by the next board meeting. So I'm here to answer any questions, and I see a lot of eyes looking at.
Brett, what did it look like on funds?
The only thing that is slightly concerning is that these are two projects. Both of them are very important, we think, but they're unbudgeted.
Right.
They're unbudgeted. So we don't have a tremendous amount of room or surplus inside of our water fund. We do have a little money stuck inside an HR 603 fund, but we've actually already appropriated some of that for some of the last meetings updates on maybe something larger. I think we got a $20,000 or $30,000 culvert project going here also that's unbudgeted. I think to be prudent, I think to be prudent, I would suggest one of them.
So,
And then we go back and do the other.
so the grant agreement that we received from NRCS has been lumped together, but I can ask if they can be split apart.
Oh, so you can't do one of them.
Well, I'm not saying you can't. I would just have to get permission, because
Something
the
we
grant
have to do
agreement
pretty
that they
quick,
have
though, right?
has both sites lumped together. So
Let's see, before we make a final decision, let's see if we can split them, and then when you come back with that, if we
We'll
can,
have that.
when you come back with that, if you would let us know which you feel is more pressing.
How soon do you think you can find that out, Forrest?
I can talk to her tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And I can send you guys an email.
That's perfect.
to let you know.
Is this something, necessarily, does this grant roll around, the same grant roll around each year? Is this a repetitive, grant?
It is.
Well,
It's
So,
got something
but
to do with rainfall.
it does. So it has to trigger, I believe the trigger is 4 inches of rainfall within a 24-hour period, and it opens up this program. So it's
We'll
not,
definitely be back for that.
it's not always open, but it is a repetitive program. It's not.
Okay.
You utilize this program on the Rip Rap project down on 9th or 11th.
11 Big Creek.
Mhm.
Yep.
And board, let me
Coming all down that same.
Yes.
reiterate one thing. These are reimbursement grants. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to look at the cash flow capability on cash flow and $135,000 grant, because we got to spend all of the money
Regardless.
and it's going to take 60 to 90 days to get it back. Now the net outlay is going to be $35,000 to $40,000 on the top one and $55,000 on the bottom one.
25.
But if you go with both of them, let's say you go with both of them. Within, and they're quick on these projects. These are quick projects.
Yeah,
normally.
they turn around pretty quick.
We have the potential, if we approve both of them, to outlay $350,000 worth of cash within 45 days. The water fund doesn't keep that kind of cash in it at the moment. Does that make sense? So there's a possibility we may have to get some interim financing to do this, even if we decide to do it.
From a timeline perspective, the grant funds will have to be expended by December, and it'll be on our discretion when we start.
Yeah.
So we can delay. It's really up to us when we get the design ready, put it out for bid, get bids, go into construction. No funds will have to be expended until we get to that point. But there will be a grant deadline, which is going to be in December, which in the past has not been an issue to get extended. But that's what the grant agreement will say. So
Thank you for it.
Thank you.
y'all, and I will get an answer as quick as I can and send y'all an email. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, we need to approve the minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Susie got the motion.
And that includes minutes from last.
Special.
Right.
I saw
I
those.
just
I did.
combined all of them. Okay, who had the second?
And the work.
Allison had the second, all in favor. Is there any old business we need to discuss? Any old business? Okay, in y'all's packet board, I believe there's 7 special event applications. We'll just do that under new business if there's no old business. I got a big stack of paperwork there. It's in there somewhere. Yeah, I think it's 7 of them. I'm assuming we need to do them all separately.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. We'll start with the Easter Picture Day, which is March the 29th over at Marvin Jackson Park.
Hang on. I don't have.
It's 23 for that.
That's fine. Okay, I will look on his. There.
Everybody good with that?
I'm good with it. I'll make a motion.
Okay, Junior's got the motion.
Second.
Allison got the second, all in favor?
Uh,
Okay, that's on the Easter Picture Day. Got that, John?
Yes.
The next one is Community Prayer Gathering at Earl Everett Park. That is on March the 30th from 6 to 7 p.m. We had it there last year, I believe.
I make a motion, we approve the prayer gathering.
Okay. Susie's got the motion, Luana's got the second, all in favor. Then we have an Easter egg hunt, First Baptist Church Easter egg hunt, which will be on April the 4th. From looks like 8:45 to 12. That's gonna be at the Sportsplex.
I'll make a motion to set.
Go ahead.
Julian got the motion, Luana's got the second, all in favor. Keep it up, John.
What is the time frame on the Easter pictures? 1 p.m. 1 p.m.
Yeah. From 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Okay, next is, this is a church, Pentecost, can y'all,
Feast of
and,
Trumpets,
Last
last,
of bread.
yeah.
last day of
It's lit,
unleavened bread.
okay, organization's name, Living Church of God. They're actually, the address they're given, they're out of Charlotte, North Carolina. They want to rent the Civic Center on 3 different occasions, 3 different dates. which is April the 8th, May the 24th, and September the 12th. Now, they are aware that that's three. Yes, yeah,
That's 3 rentals.
yes.
3 days.
Say it again, Judy.
You said it's 3 days, same time, same.
Yeah, looks like from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Has this been done before, or is this something?
I think this is the first time.
First time?
I think it is, yeah, to my knowledge.
I make a motion we approve the Pentecost Fast of Trumpets Last Day of Unleavened Bread event.
I make a motion of what she said.
Okay, Susie's got the motion. Who's got the second?
I got the second.
Julian got the second. All in favor?
Uh,
Okay, then now we have, this is First Baptist Church Magee Deal and Chill Pickleball Tournament. Sunday, March 29th. From, it looks like, what is that, 5 to 7:30 p.m.? Which will be at the tennis courts in the city park over here. Luana's got the motion. Allison got the second. All in favor? Okay, then we got Magee Chamber of Commerce, which is a carnival and fair, which will be May the 7th through May the 9th, and that's a weekend event, all day event, which is over here behind the shoe show where they normally set up, y'all know, by the old, well, by the
I'm good with
post
that.
office.
I just want to make sure that Chief is aware for the police coverage.
Yeah, we'll take care of that, and then trash pickup after the event. I think she's got all that on.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Julian's got the motion. Need a second? Who had the second? Sue had the second. All in favor? Okay, I think this is the last one.
You got 2 more.
We got 2 more. I have a Sylvia.
The quiz bowl, disregard that. We've already done
We
that.
already.
The last one is the White McNair Family Reunion on July the 4th at Marvin Jackson Park from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
I'm good with it, but can we make sure we have enough trash cans out there? I'll sit there and ask for it.
Yeah, we can get some.
Yep.
We can get some additional.
Yeah, get some
trash cans.
additional
Yeah.
trash cans.
Everybody good with that? Okay, Luana's got the motion. Need a second.
Second.
Allison got the second. All in favor? Okay, that should take care of all the special application events. I think that's the most we've ever done one time.
Busy summer.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
All right, anything else under new business before we move on?
I don't think so.
Okay, claims docket. Board, I'd like to bring to y'all's attention on page 7, docket number 136-244. That needs to be scratched.
I make a motion
That's a duplicate.
we approve with the removal of the duplicate number 136-244.
Okay,
Second.
Sue's got the motion, Julian got the second. All in favor? Okay, claims docket approved with the exception of striking 136-244. Okay, next, Alice Green, Magee Library. Hey, good evening. How
I
y'all?
want to introduce to y'all, this is our assistant director, Miss Burnett Nichols, and she's gonna present tonight. Usually it's Mara, but Mara had somewhere else she needed to be, and we just love Miss Burnett. She's been the right-hand man that we can depend on, and she's so helpful to us. And if y'all ever have any questions, I know she's more than willing to answer them. And I want to thank y'all I gave you some sweet treats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody loves listening from them. I do too.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
They are. So I hope y'all enjoy it because I did the one for St. Patrick's on those. So, and I'm gonna let Ms. Burnett give you our new stats.
Good afternoon. My name is Burnett Nichols, as she just said, and I'm the Assistant Director for Central Mississippi Regional Library System. I would like to thank the Mayor and the Board of Aldermen for your continued support of Magee Public Library and CMRLS. We're happy to have Alice Green serve as the branch manager at the Magee Public Library, and I also bring greetings on behalf of our Director, Mara Villapo. The City of Magee has invested $14,784 in Magee Public Library this year. In return, the library generated an estimated $563,975 in value for our community here. That means for every $1 invested, residents received over $38 in return. The investment supported more than 20,000 visits, nearly 28,000 items borrowed, and over 12,000 program attendees across 374 programs. It also provided thousands of Wi-Fi and computer sessions, along with over 200 uses of free meeting space. The Magee Public Library continues to be a high-impact, cost-effective service that supports education, workforce development, and quality of life in our community. So we want to thank you for your continued support of CMRLS.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for what you do.
Can we get a picture with you?
Yes, ma'am.
It's absolutely great. No less.
I don't have to be in it.
Yeah.
Y'all wanna move in a little closer?
Thank you, John.
Like, remember, maybe your space when I get up here real back. Like a photo shoot.
I will. Okay, so everybody look at me. Y'all know me. I take 3 at least. 1, 2, 3. Smiles. Eyes open. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got 2 more cameras. 1, 2, 3. I'll just do 2. Okay. 1 more. Well, this is nice. 1, 2, 3. 1 more.
You should
Thank
charge.
you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Good to meet you.
Auto shine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving right along, boys. Okay, Public Works, Tim.
Good, Mr. Tim, how are you?
I'd like to talk a little bit what the mayor said about potholes. We're, all the big areas we got, we're gonna start tomorrow, like we did last time, we'll go out and dig them out, dig the slag out at least 2.5 or 3 inches deep. We'll comb them off, and Thursday, when we start getting asphalt, we'll come back fill them up. I really can't get more than 10 at a time. Last week, we put up 20 tons. That's, I mean, if I get too far ahead, the asphalt gets bad. So, and they close at a certain time, so after that, I can't get them in. But we're gonna hit it for Thursday and Friday, starting on the east side, from 6, working our way up, all the way up to the northeast. So if you have any special hole that we ain't gotta pull out, we can just go fill it up, I mean, we can knock him out too.
Right there on McLaurin, you know, we had the gas leak at.
Hmm.
Is there a reason why we're not covering it, or we just didn't get to it?
We gotta dig that one out.
We gotta dig that one
Yeah,
out.
that's
Okay,
when we're
that's,
gonna be digging out.
okay, that's what.
After we get them dug out and prepped and ready, we're gonna comb them off, the next morning we're gonna go fill them up.
I sent you a text and an email about 2 spots that I just need your expertise to go look at.
The one spot you talked about, the little frontage road on side 28, it's actually not a city street, but the city has always put asphalt in there anyhow, so. I mean, I don't mind doing it if y'all want me to do it.
I mean, if it's not a city street, what's that?
That's a donation.
That's just something the city's always.
What street is it?
Right there.
When you
Past
go
East
right
Side.
past East Side, you know, like there's that little frontage road. that
Oh,
goes
yeah.
Down this yard right
Yeah,
I think we-
there.
they
In front of
developed
those
that.
houses.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we can patch that.
Just up a little bit.
Yeah, we could, we
I mean, we've
could
always.
put some stacks on. Yeah, I don't see that being a problem.
Tim, quick question. I know the mayor, I sent it to the mayor, I guess it was about a couple of weeks, about a week ago, so when we started getting asphalt. I can't remember the address right offhand, but, Winslow Drive, northeast.
That's always in the bowling. Yeah, that's the whole street in this place.
That whole street needs to be done.
But I mean, we can hit the worst spots of it.
I think I sent you that.
Yeah,
You did.
Last week.
okay.
We did.
I know it's rough.
Yeah, it's
That
got a
whole
lot.
side over there.
We're gonna have to sweep that street down first. And it's got a lot of loose asphalt in it.
Yeah, it's,
You just can't throw asphalt over the top of it.
can we do a look damage control?
We'll do that tomorrow.
Okay.
There you go.
And
Yeah,
that
it's rough.
very
I know
large,
it's rough.
that very large pothole.
That's, the asphalt they used on some of these streets years ago just crumbles every time we get a hard rain. Like
That
Goodwater
would-
Road, man, that's.
That would be my street.
Every time it gets a hard rain, you got a pothole.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Y'all have anything else?
The ditch is
Oh.
still a little wet this morning.
One more thing. I know we just bought the bush hog, and I would love for you to use it.
Well, we're going to tomorrow.
Okay. I have on 5th Avenue Northeast. You know, we have that big culvert between, is it 812? It's right down from my street. We have that big culvert that runs into the woods.
Yeah.
Can we get that cut at some point? It's getting up, but
You want us to run down the cover.
that you all normally maintained it before.
Yeah.
But it's been a while.
All right.
So if we could tackle that at
Yeah.
some point. I mean, it's not an emergency, it's not a need.
Well, I went around this morning, and there's a lot of low areas still holding water.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll keep.
Just whenever you. So.
All right.
Thank you for all that you do.
Anything
Thank you,
else?
Tim.
Thank y'all.
Tim, hold up just a minute. Board, this is something that I ran it by Brett. It ain't something we gotta do right away, but we're gonna have to fix it. Over on 1105 5th Street, Susie, I believe, yeah, southeast, that's in your ward, I believe, right there across from the YMCA. We got a city ditch that runs through there, and it's actually is washing parts of the yard away.
Yeah.
It's been ongoing, it's been a problem for, what, Tim, a couple of years?
All we've been doing is filling
But
holes.
we're gonna have to replace culvert under the road and down yeah.
It goes across the property, then it runs all the way 4th Street behind it.
So in y'all's packet there, Tim did get 3 quotes. It's gonna be pretty pricey. Talking with Brett, we do have the funds.
I got the
To
force
do
on it,
this.
and force run the hydraulics on it, and
Yeah,
told me what I needed.
Let's
Let's
see.
do it.
If there's 3 bids. There's one for 20,000, one 1620. There's one for 25,000, and the other one, the high bid is 26,790.
Where's the people from?
It's on there.
Where are these? Dixie Waterworks. Where are they out of? Tim? Where? Law?
So no local businesses
No.
operating this.
This.
Do we ask local people?
Nobody's got that side.
No,
of it.
you can't get that.
But we're not acting on this today, or are we looking to act on this too?
Well, I mean, we can, and it's up to y'all, board.
Yeah, because the quotes may change if we wait.
They're good for 30 days.
They do it for 30 days.
That was part of the,
Budget.
no.
No,
What you were talking
that's
That
what
was
he-
part of what we alluded to on the EWP projects.
Right. Yeah.
Hey,
So we have.
where's your priority at? Y'all gotta
Right.
figure that out.
Tim,
Can we wait and discuss all this?
It's my first hearing of it. How behind the clock are we?
I mean, like I said, we've just been band-aiding it, filling up a little bit, it's getting the word. What it is a box, a fab cover.
Box covered.
The bottom is deteriorated out of it, and it's undermining from one end all the way to the other, and it's washing everything out around it.
And it goes from
It's
Fifth,
damaging the person's yard.
goes from
Well, it's a
Fifth,
safety hazard for them.
Can you come over here?
it goes from Fifth Street to Fourth Street.
So if that's Fifth,
It runs right through here. No, it runs right through here and comes all the way down through there, and comes all the way to Fourth.
Jude. Runs right through there.
But the homeowner,
The cover?
Runs under their property.
he called me last Friday, I believe, and is really concerned with his yard. It's
I think we need
it's
to go ahead
washing.
with this.
That one's, it sounds like we need,
We've been passionate for
sounds like we
years.
need to take action on this, like seeing where it is on the map.
Alright.
I thought we were like under a street, not.
Oh, okay, we're going
Yeah,
through
it's
somebody's yard.
It's coming under Fifth.
I'll make a
From the
motion to go with the
tracks.
lowest bid.
There's 4 properties right there affected. I think that we need to.
hey, y'all good with the low bid?
Yes, with the Dixie
Yes.
Waterworks.
Okay.
Have we worked with them before? Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Julian's got the motion, need a second. Luana's got the second. All in favor? Okay, so we'll go with the low bid. John,
How fast can they?
How much exactly was
it's $20,116.20.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
How fast can they jump on?
I'll call him tomorrow, see how he did it.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Brett, you need this? You need it?
I'll give it one.
Okay, so police department, Dennis.
How you doing?
Good.
The only thing I got right now, I am gonna need executive session for the matter. I'm gonna need a check for $556.04 for the hotel in the coast for the chief conference coming up. It will be at the Golden Nugget, so I can get approval for that.
You got the
Do we have a quote for that?
or
Or we have paper?
No, this is it right here. This is the cheapest I could find. Oh, you talking about?
no.
Like, we just
we
need a piece of paper to,
Oh, I can print it out and bring it. I got it in my office. I'm sorry, I didn't know you needed that.
okay.
So this is the only hotel we can get for this price because we're giving the group discount for the chief conference. So this was the cheapest one we can find for that.
Give me that price again.
$556.04.
I'll make a motion that we'll accept, approve $556.04.
Julian's got the motion.
Second.
And then we
Okay,
have the
you got
Golden
3
Nugget.
seconds. Who got the second?
What's the date for that?
The dates are gonna be June 6th to the 9th.
June 6th to the 9th.
Okay, who had the second now?
Pick one.
Pick one.
Allison had the second, all in favor? Okay. What else you got, Dan?
That's it for the rest of this personnel.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Buck, fire department, building inspector.
Hey, Mom, I don't have anything that you guys have any questions for me.
Just thank you for what you're doing.
I'll just. Thank you.
Okay. Zoning, Evan.
Yeah.
So this our new zoning administrator.
Welcome, Evan.
Come on,
You're the
Evan.
first one.
Come on down.
So
Well, thank y'all
this
for
is
having
actually
me.
his first meeting, so, welcome, Evan.
Y'all are a lot nicer in the open meeting. It's great to see you again. Thanks for having me here. I don't have any items for action, but I did want to let you know, y'all didn't tell me that Magee was popping like this. I've got a couple people who requested zoning verification letters, which is very exciting. It means that people are requesting information about certain properties that they'd like to develop, have questions about the land use law, and so they're helping me as I
learn the law. I'm able to help them and learn the law better and also provide them with that information they need. I'm really happy to say, and I want to commend the rest of the city staff and Chief Kraft in particular for helping handle business over the past few months. I'm officially all caught up on all pending emails and voicemails left for the zoning department. A lot of the people I contacted had already gotten in contact with him and other city staff, and so they were really on the ball and keeping these people up to date while the city was without a zoning administrator. Couple exciting things I want to touch on. These are still preliminary, but we have a potential 10-house build that someone is looking at doing a subdivision for in the near future. Still very preliminary. We have a telecommunications company looking at putting a new cell tower in the city, and they've requested a meeting with myself and Jim Ball in the near future. And so when we get more details from them, I'll be happy to provide that. Additionally, we have a new pet grooming business that came and met. Their site they've chosen is in compliance with zoning laws. They have received a privilege license application, and they are in contact with Chief Kraft as far as certificate of occupancy. So they're getting close on that, and I'll be happy to share more details. But do y'all have any questions for me?
That's a great report.
Yeah.
Don't take notes.
No, don't put me on the spot like that.
Thank you, Evan, man. We appreciate
We
you.
appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
One thing is an addendum to that from zoning code.
Come on.
Come on.
This is a sign permit for downtown preservation district. Doesn't require a hearing, it doesn't require going to the zoning administrator, okay? Bug pass it on to me. Xander Ellis down on Main Street, it's in downtown preservation district. They have a building there, they have a sign on it. They're leasing the building next to it and they want to put a sign on it, okay? Let me give you a drawing here, you can take a quick look at it. It's actually the best I can get.
Thank you, Mr. Joe.
It's not to scale, but I'll explain. He gave me the permit, and I had to get in touch with him to get the information that's required for downtown preservation district. That's what you see, the linear footage of the front of the building, the location, what the sign's made of and everything. All of that is good. The issue, you take the linear footage of the building, for every half a square foot, it takes 1 linear foot to be able to put a sign there. It's 57.5 feet, okay? So if you take that times 0.5, you get 28 square feet, all right? The sign they want is 32 square feet, 4 by 8. But even at 28 square feet, it doesn't meet what downtown preservation district calls for. Downtown preservation district has a maximum of 20 square foot of signage per frontage, okay? The problem I've got is next door, they've got a sign that's 32 square feet. And they tell me in August of 23, they submitted a sign permit and it was signed off by then zoning administrator, okay? It doesn't even have to go to the zoning administrator. It says on the permit, it's to be reviewed by the zoning commission. We never reviewed that, but it was signed off on. So my dilemma, I hope you understand, okay?
Yeah.
And you said the signage that he wants is 28?
28, yeah.
And 20 is the?
20 maximum in downtown preservation district.
4 by 5.
Yeah, I'm looking at the squares.
This is right next door to what he has now. Why does he need 2?
He's leasing the next door building.
He has one building for storage and I think the other building where he sells, where he creates it and where he sells. You
I think the one building he's in now is
Right.
selling clothing. The building beside it.
That's what he creates,
They're
right?
gonna sell like cleats or.
Yeah, that's where he's doing a lot of his
Clothing.
clothing stuff, creating everything in the next building.
Evan, do you have any thoughts to contribute to this?
So my understanding is that
Come.
I apologize.
Come
He
join us.
was his first day here, he was at our zoning meeting.
Yeah, my first day. So I was a little blurry on the details as I kind of get up to details on this.
I don't want to have this discussion without you being a part of it.
Sure,
as
and
the
I
zoning
appreciate that. A lot of this, I'm reluctant to give any concrete answers as I don't have the code that knowledgeable yet, so I hope you'll forgive me if I have to say I'll look into that. But my understanding is that current sign was not properly authorized by the zoning commission as it should have been, and it is slightly too big for the district. Is that correct?
What wasn't authorized by the Downtown Preservation District.
Downtown preservation.
From the zoning commission, from the zoning manual.
And so we would need, he's looking at the new sign, but we would potentially have to go back and revisit the existing sign. I guess
It also says that the Board of Aldermen is supposed to approve anything Downtown Preservation District. I'm sure you don't remember, but I don't know if you can go back and see if that was done in August of 2023.
I think me personally, I think we could take this up on advisement, we'll let Evan take a look at it a little bit deeper of it, then he can bring it back to us and, we can act on it. Then. So,
I've got to tell the people something. I'll tell them that.
What's your timeline?
Well, Chris Jones has already got I don't know if he's got the sign. No, he hasn't got it made yet, but
I think he wanted it pretty quick, I think.
well, I'm not opposed. I'm just not opposed to it. I just know what if we set today precedents for the rest is coming.
Exactly.
Or someone is coming.
Correct.
So is the new sign going before the Magee preservation?
Yes. I sent that same drawing you got to Tiffany Kinslow. She looked at it, but she didn't realize it was.
Well, can they give us a recommendation once they meet about this one, about the one that's already up there?
What do you mean?
The one that's too big, you said. Can they tell us their thoughts on that?
Sure, I guess they can, yeah. I mean, that's.
I mean, the sign is there. I don't think that we should retroactively make them take a sign down and change it. I think that's.
I don't know why it's there. Maybe it's like a lot of other issues related to.
Right. But let's see what the Downtown Preservation Committee says, and then.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's just, we make a move on this, it might affect other businesses as well, so.
I tend to agree that it doesn't seem fair, based on the fact that they had gone through the proper channels and got approval for that existing sign. My only concern, and Wesley, forgive me if I ask you.
But to further clarify that, we didn't take it to the proper channels within the city.
Sure. I apologize. I thank you for clarifying that they made every effort to go through the proper channels, so that it was not followed by the staff at that time. My question is, if we were to give them some conditional use or some such, but then other businesses would not be allowed that same privilege, is there a legal issue with that?
Yeah, it can be considered to be arbitrary.
That was my exact concern.
So there needs to be a little more information given and a recommendation from somebody with some existing reasons as to why.
Keep in mind, the sign preservation district is a part of the manual by itself. It's an addendum to it, so it was done for a reason. Not just come back and do a variance or a conditional use or approval, but just want to mention that, because that leads to a precedence that
you can't get out of later.
Yeah, so I would just like you to take another look at it.
I'll take a look at it, and I'll try every possible way to try to make it as least burdensome as possible, understanding that this is inconvenient for them as well.
You all get with the Downtown Preservation and then bring it back to us.
Let's see what Downtown Preservation says.
And even if you have to send it to us in the email, I think we can make a decision.
Sure.
And frankly, the easiest thing would be for them to just make the sign 20 feet.
Sure.
Maybe, and then discuss it.
Yeah, right. But I mentioned that, but they say, well, we've already got the other one.
And that's gonna
we submitted sign permit and blah, blah, blah. So
two wrongs don't make a
just
right.
throw that out there too. There's some of these things, but just like, you can keep those drawings.
20-foot sign next to a 32 is.
Well, that I think that's the issue, is that the existing sign.
That's gonna look.
And it's not that we want to be sticklers on that, it's that there's a potential.
I'll take it they want it, if you can, they wanted to cover most of that area.
That's right in the center of that.
Right. Yeah.
Keep in mind too, if they did submit a sign permit, I'm not saying they didn't, but that did not meet downtown preservation district standards. And if y'all signed off on it, it didn't meet the downtown preservation district standards. If you signed off on it as a variance or conditional use.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank y'all. Facilities maintenance, Cortez is not here, but he's got his report.
Right.
I'd like to go ahead on these. We re-quoted the air conditioning bids because it was not actually apples to apple.
There's a lead sheet in there, Mark, that I attached.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go by that. So
I love this. Thank you so much.
So Higgins is the low bid.
How did? Yeah, I said it, but how did we get to 47,000? What's the?
That's yeah, that's it.
That's 2,000 much.
So this is the AC unit for the Civic Center and Library.
I make a motion, we go with the lowest bid, which is Higgins Heating and Cooling at $19,214 and some odd cents.
I think it's just $19,214.
Okay, even.
Okay, Susie's got the motion, need a second.
Second.
Allison got a second, all in favor? Okay. Thank you, board. Next. Parks and Rec, Jimmy.
I gave you our report. I have an executive session.
Yeah, we've got an interview for the Parks and Rec position. I think his application is in y'all's packet. So, anything else, Jimmy? Y'all have any questions for Jimmy?
I do have a question. Is there a water fountain at the city park?
At the playground.
At the playground?
Up by the tennis courts.
Can we? Okay, maybe we can.
Yeah, going on this.
Yeah. I'm really concerned with putting the water fountain out there. A public water fountain.
On the tap. On the tap.
Drinking out of a public water fountain out there. I don't think that is. No, there's no water
I
fountain.
just wonder if we need to look into one of those, the kind that like you take the bottle and you know what I'm talking about, something like that. If we've got athletes that are playing tennis, we'll do some. That could be a Parks and Rec committee.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna throw you under the bus on that one. I'm just asking.
You're fine for right now. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy.
Okay.
We got to brainstorm some other ideas.
So on the Parks and Rec, we have to re-quote the painting bid down there.
Did y'all accept the other bid? You did.
Yes.
So
we need to
I'd
reject
like
that.
for you to go through the same process that you did with the HVAC system, please, if you will. Motion to reconsider the original bids.
I make a motion to reconsider the original bid.
Second.
Julian got the motion, Alice got the second, all in favor?
And then you do a motion to rescind or repeal that vote on the bids.
I make a motion, we rescind the vote on the original bids.
Susie's got the motion, need a second. Wanda got the second, all in favor?
And now you can revisit it and vote on what you want to vote on the new quotes.
Okay, so y'all look at your tab sheet there. Got
that
two
these?
two bids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually two. You can go by that one that Brett put on there. It's the same. It's just. John had already put those in your package. The low bid is $14,400. High bid $16,450.
And everything is apples to apples, same amount.
This time.
It is this time.
Make a motion to Jerry
Okay.
Thompson, low bid.
Luana's got the motion. Go with Jerry, Debbie Thompson for low bid of $14,400. I need a second.
Sue got it.
Sue got the second. All in favor? Okay. Anything else on Parks and Rec? Airport, David?
John. Will you, I'm gonna.
David Moore actually got his report in y'all's packet, unless y'all have any more questions for him. Joey McNulty, he's going to discuss the grant, airport grants. Go ahead, Joey.
Okay, good to see you folks. I'm here this evening to ask the mayor and the board of aldermen to approve a grant application to the multimodal division of the Mississippi Department of Transportation to build a 100 by 100 square foot hangar on the airport property. We have a tenant that wants to lease a hangar and move his Mississippi operations from Laurel Airport to the Magee Airport. The grant application is due the 27th of March at 4 p.m. We have to have it up to the folks at the MDOT. The members of the Magee Airport Committee have evaluated the financials of the company and reviewed their operations from the information they provided. And after a lengthy discussion, the committee recommends that the city apply for the grant. And if the grant is approved, the city would build the hangar. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you folks might have.
You just need this is one that they sent in the email. I'm for the application because that don't put us on the hook to do anything, right? I'm for the application, but once we get deeper into it, I think we have to address some concerns of how we'll go about paying for this, just in case. Now, I take it that if we do move forward, they will sign a long-term lease. I'm sure, because at the end of the day, we don't want our constituents to be left paying for a hangar out there. You get them? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I think that'll be discussed a little bit later on down the road.
Well, what would happen if that company went belly up?
So that's
It falls back on the taxpayer.
It falls back on the taxpayer. This is just it's just an application, right?
That's right. It's just an application. It's a grant application to the Mississippi Department of Transportation. It's really for this grant. They have two different grants. This grant is due in March, and the next grant application period is really based on whether the legislature gives the MDOT the grant money for 2027. If this grant, if you approve this grant, and it's got to come from the city and the mayor, if you approve this grant, they'll let us know within 2 months. We'll know, I think, before the 1st of July, maybe sometime in June, but they will let us know whether we've gotten the grant.
Yeah, well, and how long this company been in business?
A good little while. I don't have an exact time. They actually fight fires with airplanes out in the western part of the United States, and they've been doing that a good little while. They have an operation in Laurel that provides different things for the Forest Service and the U.S. government in taking pictures with airplanes down through Florida and throughout the Southeast.
So you have the company's name?
Yeah, Gold Arrow.
Gold Arrow?
Yeah. When I sent all the members of the board and the mayor, I sent you the information in an email about the company and the financials of the company, and they're fairly strong. They want us to see what we can do in terms of getting grants and everything for for the
Right.
hangar.
And I just take it that our hangars that we have out there now, it's not,
Yeah,
we can't
this-
equip what they're trying to put in there.
These airplanes, they're talking anywhere from 2 to 4 airplanes, and a couple of them will be jets and they'll use our fuel. And as far as the company itself, they'll provide somewhere between 5 and 8 employees, full-time employees, working on their airplanes, and those are pretty good paying jobs now. Whether they'll
So for the people in the audience that are at home, how much is this grant gonna be for? Cause they don't know.
Okay, well, if everything works right, it'll be a $700,000. It'll be a $700,000 price tag, and the NDOT will come up with half of it.
And so we have to come up with the other half.
That's correct.
Which would be 350,000.
We've got an answer for that, but we could be here all night, and I'll be glad to go through the whole process. But at the end of the day, the grant's got to go in before the 27th, so we even have an opportunity to offer them this hangar.
So if we get the grant, we're not obligated to take it, is what you're saying.
That's correct. Now, I will tell you that, as the MDO told me, the guy that runs that particular area, he said, if you get the grant, we're giving it to you thinking you're going to use it. And we have the committee has come up with a couple different ways to come up with the 350 that would be required after the grant. And we think right now that the lease would basically pay for whatever the cost of the money that we get to actually build the thing out. Now, if you had a chance to look at their financials, they're a fairly strong company. They do a lot of business in the fire world out west, and they've been doing it, for a good little while. I don't know how long they've been doing it. I should have asked that question, but they do a lot of business out there.
You mentioned jets. Is our runway?
Well, you can land one there. You just can't put fuel in it to leave. But they've basically said, well, you have to have fuel in it to land, and you have to have fuel in it to leave. But when you leave an airport, you would like to be ability to go from your airport to wherever you're going to. They have decided that to be here in Magee, they'll wait on our airport to get extended. We're in the process, the committee's in the process of talking with the FAA and getting them the information. If you remember, we talked about that a 3 months ago after we came back from the meeting. We're in the process of talking to the FAA about getting our runway extended with grants. Now, these airplanes, the size of these airplanes will make a difference in what we tell the FAA. We reported, and Dave did a great job of getting it together. We reported that we have 11, I think, airplanes registered on the airport. So we'll continue to get our grant money, which will be $150,000 this upcoming year. We're about to spend $1,030,000 on the tarmac and the taxiway, and we hope that'll go sometime. Well, it's scheduled for April the 30th right now. They told us today.
All grant. I saw Julie look around there. All grant.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Joe, not to be the devil's advocate here, but
Please do.
Tip, is there any way to reapportion some of the existing grant monies that we have to tag on top of this hangar project?
If we get to,
and you understand the burden, the $350,000 burden on the taxpayer, because it is an immediate burden, even though it's guaranteed by the lease payment. That's subject to probably a 30-day out, if I had to guess.
well, no, we don't plan to do that. We plan to have these folks locked in. Our goal as the committee is to have them locked in for the period of time it takes to get the lease, get the money paid off. And depending on what it costs us and the amount of money, we think it'll probably take somewhere between 5 and 7 years to pay for this hangar. Now, we do have another company that's interested in coming here, and we think they could be part of renting space in that hangar. But I'm not gonna talk about them right now because I'm waiting for them to tell me that they're gonna come down and start using our facilities. But we've been in contacts with them, and both companies are going to be able to use both tanks. We only have a tank of avgas right now, but we have a tank that will go for jet fuel. Jet A is what we call it. And if we get one or both of these companies, we will use a lot of Jet A on a monthly basis, which will bring some cash flow to the airport.
Okay, so if we do this, when
This
we
is-
have to pay this our half, and how are we gonna pay it? If y'all stuff
Okay,
don't
so-
come to fruition.
All right, so if we get the grant, I have been talking to Drummond's McAlpin at Southern Pine, and they have a 0-interest loan, and he told me this morning he was sending the application to the mayor. I don't know whether you got it, Mayor, but it's a 0 application that basically the city can borrow the money with no interest. Now, that's the way I understand it today. I haven't seen the application, but back when we built Pioneer, the county was able to buy that property where the building sits with this money that they borrowed from Southern Pine. And the county had that burden. Well, they paid it off. It was 0 interest. You see what we have out there now. And I think that's an opportunity. Now, still we have to wait and see what the application says, because I haven't seen it. Like I said, Drummond's was going to send it to the mayor today. But if it works, it's interest free, and we bill the lease payment for a little bit more than what the monthly note would be, and we go on about our business and have people out at the airport.
Tonight, we're not voting on money, right? We're voting on application.
No, this is just an application. Yeah. And we'll have more information for you when we get down to but if we don't do this here, it could very well be a year, and I don't think we'll have an opportunity for this company. I believe there's an opportunity for the other, but they need a hangar too. And this would, for lack of a better term, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We think we can get 2 companies here if we can pull this off.
Right.
And the committee recommends it. We went through a lot of diligence about trying to put this all together.
What's your thoughts, Judy? It's
I'm
not binding.
Yeah, it's not
we
binding.
approve,
It's not binding. I'm not in I'm not in agreement with this loan process. I'm not putting the taxpayers on whether it's 0% or what. That's a tough thing. I don't know enough about the company. Companies that go belly up, then we're left trying to get our
Especially
taxpayers.
now with the war and everything.
Yeah, getting our taxpayers, and it's not guaranteed you all that we will get it. But I get applying. I mean, it's an application. I don't know. What you
What
think?
do y'all do, boy?
I would think we would go ahead and make the application.
Yeah, I mean, it's an application.
That's what I'm talking about.
No commitment, nothing binding.
No commitment.
Nothing binding.
Okay.
Because I think it's a lot more things we will have to
More
discuss.
moving
Like a lot. So I'll make a motion
Okay.
to allow you all to.
Judy's got the motion. Excuse me. Got the second. Who's got the
Second.
Alice got the second, all in favor? All right.
Okay.
Anything else, Joe?
That's it. Then
Okay.
we're going to get the tarmac and the taxiway and the asphalt between the current hangars. That'll start April 30th, and David Moore is doing a great job for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John Hosey, Emergency Management. Anything? I'm assuming, burn ban's been lifted.
Tonight.
It lifts tonight at midnight. Okay. Anything in other business, Brett? I hadn't forgot about you. Is there anything else? Okay.
I'm quick exec.
Y'all want to get Susie back in.
And I don't know if this is the right time to do it or not, but I wanted to thank the cemetery committee. They have done a great job over at the cemetery. The landscape and it looks a lot better.
We have a wonderful,
We
they
are
are
doing a great
dedicated
job.
and they work hard and they go over there.
It looks good.
And our mayor got a flag up.
Our flag.
Got a new flag up this morning. Okay, anything else? Brett Duncan,
Right.
Print CPA.
Board, take just a moment, if you will. I laid you a package on your desk, but let's look at this paper clip, couple 3 pages, okay? So, a little backstory here, and I'm gonna be quick, I promise. Got 3 things to talk about. Then I'm gonna touch on something that we've already done and kind of maybe a change in the policy on how it goes forward from here. But you do see that. Let me make sure we get this worded correctly. We are not over budget. You do see some brackets this month. Okay, you do see a few brackets, but we are not over budget. We are on track to be over budget in a few departments. Does that make sense? So the Mark and I, the two that by just looking here and ignore the garbage just a moment, okay, down on the bottom, ignore those. Those are going to catch their way up, okay? Because remember our theory is we're going to spend 1/12 of our budget per month, and that's not the case. When I see brackets, though, I investigate. Okay, that's the job I have to, that's what you guys have me to do. The only one that did concern me just briefly, and we met with the chief of police today and talked to him in great detail about this. One of the things that definitely is concerning is we do have a bracketed item of around $50,000. Okay. So after our meeting, I did a little more research on that. I say our meeting, and we met at 1:15 about this. After our meeting, I did a little research, and I am here to report to you that the revenue stream, which I don't care about revenue. I've told you guys that. I'm not going to look at revenue until 6 months down the road. 6 months into the budget, okay? So we won't talk about revenue until the second meeting in April. Okay, that'll be 6 months into the fiscal period. But revenue does directly correlate to the expenditure side of the police chief's budget. You say, well, Brett, how in the world is that? Why in the world is that? Well, we anticipated a fine number of X. Well, that number has, quite frankly, gone completely double almost compared to what it was or what we had budgeted. But a portion of those fines is a state assessment that's shown over on the expenditure side. So as the fines go up, so does the state assessment expenditure. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So it's directly correlated with each other. So just because we may not be over budget, this is a true or under budget, or just because we're over budget rather, this is a prime example of you got to investigate what's going on. Give me some brackets. Parks and Rec. We'll pick on Jimmy in a minute. Jimmy's got it. Why aren't we talking about Jimmy tonight? Well, what did Jimmy just do? Just bought all his uniforms. So what did that do to his 6 month budget? We bought 12 months. We budgeted for 12 months worth of uniforms, right? We paid for them at one time. So what does that do to our cash basis budget? Throws it in arrears a little bit, doesn't it? So I'm not concerned about that. Not concerned about the garbage truck. Was a little concerned about the police. Not quite as concerned after we spent about an hour after the meeting, or I spent about an hour after the meeting looking a little closer into where we are. Now, that leads me to the last point, the overtime report. This is going to look a little different. Okay? This is going to look a little different. You're going to see 4 columns. First column is going to be the total overtime. Second column is going to be the grant overtime that's reimbursed. This is in hours now, not dollars. Third overtime is going to be the guaranteed overtime that the police schedule generates in the city of Magee. Remember, I've talked about this for many years. Arbitrarily, it generates you 86 hours, 4 hours of overtime per pay period. Okay, automatically.
I hate to be the person. Can you say that one more time? The first column is what?
The first column is the total amount of overtime.
It's on there.
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
Yep. That summary sheet. Second column is the total number of grant overtime. Now, for the record, that overtime has not been reimbursed yet. It will not be reimbursed probably until May. You got about a 60-day window of time to where we submit. Once it's submitted, it comes back to us. We have 120 hours in a normal two pay period month. We have 120 hours worth of, we'll call it guaranteed payroll, and you'll see the bottom note there where I've given you a detailed explanation on how that's calculated and why. So the city share of overtime, that's the important number. Okay, so we've got the grant reimbursed overtime in the second column. We've got the guaranteed city overtime in the third column. Here's the overtime, the 57.7 hours. That's extra.
That we pay for.
That's outside of the scheduled overtime. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I hope this brings a little light. And, you know, when you just look at an overtime report, you see 300 hours, it just shocks you, right? Okay. So I hope with this 4-column method, and the chief was all in favor of this. Okay. One of the things that I'm pretty good at, a lot of things I'm bad at, but one of the things I'm pretty good at is I'm never going to stand at this podium and talk about any department where that department head hadn't sat in front of me before we talk. That's my rule. That's our rule at Prince CPA. Okay? So the chief and I spoke in detail a few nights ago on the telephone, and then at 1:15 today we met for about an hour and a half and kind of went over this. Now, at the end of the day, though, I want you to understand that the 57.25 hours is the hours that really need to be looked at, not the 277.25 if you go back there to the payroll system and print off an overtime report. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So you've got some detail there. What we're going to do in the future is you're going to see this in a comparative form. So basically, at the next meeting, I'm going to drop down April 26th, and we're going to go from there. Okay? So I think you're going to have all the information in front of you to make the decisions that need to be made, and to ask the chief. I can assure you, the chief's got some answers. He was right on time today. Very good meeting. Very good meeting. Lastly, well, 2 more things. You guys saw 2 quote tabulation sheets. If you look in the manual, the 397-page manual that's put out by the State Extension Service, you will not find a quote tabulation sheet. Okay, anywhere in there. But what we felt, Mark, John, myself, what we felt was the best thing to do. We're going to meet with Mark, and John are going to meet with the department heads on Thursday morning at the staff meeting. This kind of boils all those stacks of quotes you get. It boils it all down on one sheet. And here's what you got. You got Jimmy Zilla, or Cortez, or the airport manager, or Hosey, or somebody or Tim, I don't know if Tim's still here. Look, I think we're all in agreement that Brett nor the board know a whole lot about cards. Tim does. Same thing with Pepe lights, or whatever it may be. Okay.
Pappy.
Okay.
Pappy.
Yeah, no, Pappy lights. Okay. No pun intended there. But let that department head's going to take those quotes and he's going to determine if they're comparable or not. Does that make sense? And he's going to sign those quotes. He's going to sign that quote. You'll see there's no signature on those because we didn't get that done in time to meet with those department heads. But he's going to sign that, and when he signs that, he's acknowledging basically that these are comparable. Well, we still got to do our due diligence, right? We still got to look at them. We still got to make sure that we concur with that. But that kind of boils down what we think is some very important information into one sheet. Now, if we were bidding $1 million road paving contract, we'd have a bid tab sheet, wouldn't we? It'd talk about contract number, it'd talk about surety bonds, it'd talk about contract amount, it'd talk about all that stuff. Why not do it with a quote? Does that make sense? So that's kind of what we're going to do. One other thing is in your Friday package, those are going to be to you. Those are going to be in there. Okay. The only time they would not be in there, and bear with the department heads, if there's an emergency matter that pops up on a Monday that, hey, we're not resending the package just for that. Okay, it's an emergency situation. Whew. One more thing.
Take a breath.
One more thing. Spoke with Miss Susan Walker a few days ago, and this is nothing more than a formality. This is not going to create no increase in expenditure or anything like that. This is nothing more than a presentation factor in your budget. The chamber's applying for a grant. I'm not going all into the weeds, but the chamber's applying for a grant, and inside of that grant requires some in-kind contribution from both the city and also the chamber on the chamber level. So we're already contributing to the America 250 celebration. Okay, we already know that. Inside of our budget, though, if you remember, we lumped all of that amount of money in the Main Street line item down at the very bottom of the capital project section of our budget. What we need to do is we need approval through an action of the board to amend the budget to reflect $250. Yes, said that right. $250 to be specially designated for America 250. Okay. Earmarking it, but we're not spending any more. So I actually said, do you want the 250 check Wednesday or Thursday or what? And she said, no. We know we're gonna. It's kind of weird how this comes out, but we know the city's going to spend it. We don't need any more. I've just got to show it to where I've got to present it to the grant writer, to the grantor, in order to make sure that we qualify for this. So we just need that through the form of an action.
I make a motion we reallocate $250 for Susan's chamber grant. Or designate.
How do you want it to read?
Actually, I want to amend.
Okay.
I would like to
make a motion to amend so that we have $250.
Either way, we can make it work.
Susie got the motion. Ronnie got the second. All in favor?
So what I'll do is tonight I will go in and back to the office and get that sent to Susan. I'll make a change in your budget and get that sent on to Susan and make sure she's happy about that. Okay. Anything else, guys, before I sit down?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to stay through a few things on the executive session, but go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to talk about state contract. I'd like you to explain state contract, and when we make a purchase off of state contract, exactly what we are doing and why we are doing it, and like take it from the top like I've never heard it before.
Boy, y'all got a long time.
No pressure.
Condense it as much as you can.
I was going to say, now we got
Condense first.
condense first, very quickly. Okay.
Explain it so that my children could understand.
Very quickly, but in as much detail I think is needed. So, historically during budget time, when you sit down and you start formulating your budget, your department heads will gather their needs, and they will bring those needs to the table, and they bring those needs in the form of quotes. And the question's always asked, is this quote subject to the state contract? Are we purchasing a side-by-side? Side-by-sides, yes, they're on state contract. Are we purchasing a garbage truck? Yes, but guess what? It's not on state contract. Fire trucks, not on state contract. Some fire apparatuses are, but not fire trucks. So when you have a state contract item, especially during budget time, and that item goes inside of that budget and is approved by the board and published in the newspaper, in this case, published in the newspaper, then what you guys as a board have done is you granted the city clerk the ability to issue a PO for up to the state contract amount. So think about it now. You've given a department head X. You said, okay, department head, it's okay for you to buy in the state contract. We're appropriating you X dollars. Now, the only time that X dollars doesn't work is if it was the wrong item or the wrong state contract or whatever. But as long as that department head comes to the city clerk and says, city clerk, I need a PO for this item that the board has budgeted. Okay? That doesn't mean that that the board voted to pay for it yet. That's a whole different story. That's on the claims side. We're on the purchasing side. So John issues the PO and he gives it to the department head. And the department head goes and acquires that asset, whatever that asset is. So it's John's job to make sure that that state contract number is active. Matter of fact, we got a situation right now where we thought one was on state contract, but it was on a backdated state contract. So before we move forward on that, they got to update their state contract number. You see what I'm saying? So once there's an appropriation, the board has approved it through a budget approval. Given that department head the room inside of their budget to buy that, then state procurement takes over. Once state procurement says it's a state contract item, there's no bid requirement. Well, back up. That's so construed incorrectly sometimes. Misconstrued, rather. I think that's a better way to put it. It's already been bid. It's just been bid on the state level, guys. Does that make sense?
It was bid for us.
It was bid for you. It went
By
through
the
the
state.
PPR bid, Jackson. Or the DFA, state procurement. So if you get online right now and you search Mississippi Department of Finance State Procurement Manual, pretty complicated on looking at all that stuff. And I've pulled it up here before when I've had my computer on and showed you, hey, this is our state contract. And you know, a lot of times on the police cars, we buy a lot of stuff on state contract. That's how it works, guys. Then once the product comes in, John posted on the claims doc. It ensures that it did adhere to the state contract. We got what we said we were going to get through a receiving report, puts it on the claims doc and writes a check for it. That's how that works. Okay? The only time that it doesn't work that way is it's a non-budget item. Okay? If it's a non-budget item, then it's got to come back, even though it's state contract, it's got to come back to the board. Have an approval to amend the budget to grant them the ability. At that point in time, the board has a little bit more involvement on the front end, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Is that do okay?
Great.
All right. Am I good?
You're good.
Thanks.
Thank you, Brett. All right, I think that's it. Any board? Okay, so we're gonna need to close the meeting and consider the need for executive session.
Okay.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you, Bill, for the prayer.